the head coach, Brian Neal. We will get you suited up, fitted in there.
I've been screaming for 2 hours, so I'm sure
I'm sure you have.
My voice level is going to be off the charts here.
And
Holy.
And for good reason.
Are we on the air?
We are on the air.
I better watch my language in.
Say what's in your heart, but say it effectively. How about that?
I'm trying to keep my job for a couple more weeks.
Well, another less than energetic start for your Musketeers. You survived tonight, 24 lead changes, 13 ties. Leah Schaefer carried you really through that first half, and you found some energy kind of late in the ball game, but just coming out maybe a little bit with the energy too low to start this ball game.
You know, it wasn't like the Longwood game. You know, we were, you know, the emotion of the whole thing. Every game, it's its own little entity, and you know, we came to play. But sometimes that's just not, you know, it just doesn't all fit together. And then they sat, I'm telling you, when teams sit back in zones like that, it just takes away a little bit of your rhythm. And that is a good offensive team. Yeah. I mean, that is, and they can flat out score, they can flat out shoot the ball. And even when it wasn't perfect, we just kept fighting. And, you know, we had, I thought, a good game plan coming in. It took a little while for it. I thought the first half was a little shaky, but I thought in the second half we really did a good job putting them in the spots we wanted them. And Lucky just was able to hold on there at the end.
Talk about your approach to the zone. It would seem like the first half just a lot of passing around the perimeter. Really couldn't gain a whole lot of penetration to either collapse it or shoot over the top of it. You're a little cold from three there.
Well, when you're cold from three, the zone looks really good, you know. And then, you know, we're not exactly the biggest team in the world, so it's not like you got a million sets, you know, to run against it. So I thought in the first half what we did do is we did attack and get some fouls on them. And so we got some free throws in the first half. We put a couple of their bigger kids on the bench in the first half, you know, for a while with 2 fouls. And then we did just enough in the second half against it to pull out the win.
12 and 19 from the free throw line there in that first half. You get 4 in double figures. Leah Schaefer again with the 11 in the first half. Tanner Crittenden really made a big bucket for you, and it started with a Bree Glover block with about 5 minutes to go. Turned defense to offense. And talk about that sequence. It seemed to pick up a little bit there. I
don't know if I could talk about any sequences. My mind is a blur. We did make a couple plays there, and then we got out in transition. I thought the transition got us scoring a little bit. And we got a couple plays down, and I thought we had a couple. Tyra had 1 or 2 that I thought she could have finished, and she just rushed them a little bit, you know. But, you know, it's like it's never perfect. But Bree, I thought Bree held her own in there. A couple, you know, the one post move she had at the end was really big. But I lost my train of thought, Mike.
Post move for Glover there at the end, but she did come up for you kind of big down the stretch. 9 points tonight, 4 of 13 from the floor. How much of tonight's maybe energy level to start the ball game was due to that big stretch down there in the Virgin Islands? 3 games, 3 days. You really came back. We got back here Sunday night at 10 o'clock or so, and you had to turn around and play again here in a couple days.
Well, it was a rough. You were there. It was a long trip for a young team, you know, and we used a lot of emotion the first 2 nights, and you saw against Central Michigan we had nothing in the tank that next night, and then to come back, we practiced. You know, Monday we did practice pretty good. I thought we had one of our best practices yesterday. So that is the key. This team just needs to start practicing better. I need to lighten up on them tomorrow. We got to go kind of light because they're so young, and when they get fatigued, they start dropping. You know, so I have to watch that. You know, overall, this was a tough test coming back from a trip like you're talking, where your focus is everywhere but here, and this is a grinded out game. I mean, these are beautiful, and you come in. I'll tell you, the best victories, in my opinion, is when you beat somebody that wants you. And Morehead State wanted this tonight. You know, they came in here to steal this one, and we did what we had to, so it feels pretty good.
Talk about what you like about what your team's doing right now, sort of reflecting on this last 4-game stretch and where you need to improve moving forward.
Well, we need to practice better. Like I just said, since I was named the coach, I think we've had 2 what I would classify as really good practices, you know, and one of them was yesterday. And so we've got to mature, and we've got to learn how to keep our focus on a daily basis. And you know, it's a growing process. And I'll tell you, we got a couple great wins, we got a couple losses. I wish we could get back, but you know, that's all part of it. And I like the way we're playing overall.
Couple of days rest, and then you get an Austin P team in here on Saturday at 7 o'clock. Talk about Austin Peay a little bit for us?
Well, I'm going to be honest, I haven't watched a whole lot of them yet. I've been trying to focus on this game, and I do know they run a lot of triangle offense. I know it'll probably be very similar. They'll be bigger than this team, probably won't be as athletic. So we'll go back to the drawing board and start looking at them tonight and figuring it out. But, that was a preliminary report, a lot of triangle offense and just big, strong team.
All right, Coach, thanks for joining us here tonight. Congratulations on the win. Again, 24 lead changes, 13 ties tonight. You get through it.
Wow. I mean, it was a game. It kind of reminded me of the Michigan game.
A lot of fun.
We just didn't play as well as we did up there.
Right.
But, yeah, it was a similar game. All right, thanks, guys.
Thank you.